Welcome, lovely people. Today she is playing on her PlayStation. She is on the US server, and we are here to have a brief look at the new changes to the UI in DC.
Let's just have a look at a couple of things that have changed in our menu. So if we go into our menu here, we can see that the bar that used to be along the bottom of our screen that gives us the list of different headings that we need to go in or subtitles is now along the top. I have a couple of problems with this, but I don't know if anyone else will. One, I dislike that my instinct now is to press L1 and R1, so the top two shoulder buttons up here, in order to move that menu across because it's at the top. Whereas before, when it was at the bottom, I used to know these two for the bottom menu, these two for the top menu. Now that's not the case, and I am continuously tapping the wrong one to get that menu to move. So I don't personally have any issue with the menu being along the top. I just have a habit now of pressing the wrong button for it because I'm used to the buttons correlating with the position it was on the screen. So I find that mildly annoying. I will say though, I do think that it looks nice, square, and neat. I do wish that they had moved the menu down a little bit because now my menu is right at the top of my screen and I have a large gap at the bottom. Maybe if they shifted things down a little bit, it would look a little bit better, be a bit more aesthetically pleasing for me, but I'm probably the only one who thinks so. I will say though, with this change, they have also brought out the events tab. They've also changed the name on a couple of the other tabs. Not too fussed about it, but I will say I go looking for feats and forget that it's called deeds now. I also, because there's a new tab, scroll to the incorrect tab when I'm trying to scroll quickly because I'm used to counting it and now it's got one extra. Something I'll have to get used to. But if we look at the way that this layout is, with the menu across the top, I think this is really visually appealing. I think this looks beautiful. I think it's really neat, organized. I think it looks great. So if the rest of the menu is going to be changing to match that, I think that this bar across the top is going to look good when that happens. And I'm wondering if maybe that's what is going to happen, because this looks great to me. I love how much of the screen it takes up. I love how big the text is. Though I will say some of the text in here across on the right-hand side is a little difficult to see because the boxes they're in aren't as opaque as they maybe should be. I mean, right there where it says event challenges, complete one event challenge to earn progress each day. It's on top of something that's going to a very light blue color in the middle there, and it makes it hard to see some of the lettering. I personally don't have a problem, but I know people who do have a problem being able to see things in this game, and I feel like maybe having something a little more opaque behind it so that the image is not what we see behind it might make it a little bit easier for those people, and also perhaps the text being a little bit larger. Though I will say you can select them and bring up the information, and that is much more opaque. Larger text, very, very easy to see that one.
Can we please just also talk about this blur? Now, for me, it's not a large hindrance. It's like a mild annoyance, which is why she has not mentioned anything about it. But for a lot of people, it's messing with their eyes. And when I focus on the blur instead of on the actual menu screen, it's actually bothering me as well. So I think on Multiverses Live, he mentioned to me that the reason they might be doing that is so that they can affect the art swapping issue. For me, the art swapping is not really an issue. I'm not fussed if people swap their artifacts. I know I can't because I am on PlayStation and not on PC, but I figure if I'm in a group and someone wants to art swap to benefit the group, go right ahead. The only place I could see it being an issue is in PvP, which I currently don't play and which is currently almost dead on DC. But regardless of what it is meant to be compensating for or what area it's supposed to be fixing, I think it's causing more issue than it is helping any situation, because I've had multiple people tell me that it's really affecting them, messing with their eyes, giving them a headache, or really uncomfortable for them to play. And I get it. There are also occasions where I am playing with another person and they are messing with their style. In the past, I have put them in the corner of my screen so that I can see everything they're changing, while I am also in my menu so I can look at the style items. And as they go through their style changes, I'm looking at the style items, finding ones that might be better suited or helping them in whatever way I can. Now I can't do that because every time I try to put someone in the corner of the screen and go into the menu to try and help them with their style, I can't because they're blurry. I see nothing. So I really, really dislike this blur that they have added. I also find it really annoying when I'm going out of my menu and I have to wait a second for the blur to disappear before I can run around with a nice clear screen. And I will say, if I'm watching the blur, it bothers my eyes. If I'm watching the menu, not so much. But I really hope that this is something they remove, because I think it's causing more issue than whatever things it's trying to resolve.
Now, let's talk about this tab, because I think this tab is interesting. You can see my progress is already on 2 of 20. That means I have played through the event and been able to receive the countdown for that. I will say it doesn't matter how many characters you do this on. This is an account thing, not a character thing. So I haven't played this character through the anniversary event at all, but the numbers count for her as well because it's for my account, not for my character. Now, this is called an event challenge, whereby it wants you to complete a particular number of tasks within a particular amount of time. Also, because there's a time frame limit on this, I think it goes 20 hours every time you complete one. It'll reset and you have to wait another 20 hours before you can complete another. And the things that count towards it is obviously for the event that's currently happening, which is anniversary. So you can complete the Centennial Collapse raid, the Speed Force Flux raid in either normal or elite. You can complete any of the missions, so the Antimatter Matters, Flashpoint Foes, Paradoxical Punch-Up, Beast Taming, or A World Past Hope and Fear to count towards this particular box. And then this one here is Purge the Merge, which is the Shadow Archons, and Beasts of War, which is completing a set amount of the other Beast Taming mission, which is this one here. You need to do 3 of those in order to have this one, Beasts of War, completed. Now, something that I find a little bit annoying about this screen is that it doesn't make it very clear to anyone who's just looking that there is a time limit put on these things. So it says on the left over here, 25 days left. It goes from the January 3rd to February 4th. Very much appreciate the time frame for us. I think that's really helpful. Attack of the Anti-Monitor. I will say, I believe this started January 7th, not 3rd. Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but as far as I knew, that started on the 7th. Anyway, Attack of the Anti-Monitor. Celebrate DC Universe Online's 14th anniversary with the Attack of the Anti-Monitor event, as we always do. Travel forward in time to an unimaginable future, our future, and to a new version of Metropolis where a Quadian invasion from the antimatter universe is weakening the last of Earth's defenses. Interesting, nice that the information is there, but it would also be nice to have a little thing saying, complete these, like over on the right hand side, event challenges. Complete 1 event challenge to earn progress each day. This will reset every 20 hours, or you will receive a time limit of 20 hours between each step completion. Something like that, so people are aware. Because if you read this and go, oh great, I'll go do all these things, you go into the game, go do all those things, nothing pops up, nothing lets you know that, hey, the 20-hour limit has been put in between. Nothing tells you it until you've done it. So you can see my progress bar over there doesn't have a timer. It just says 2 out of 20 because I reset that timer by playing it yesterday, and today it's been over 20 hours, so people may not be aware. You'd have to go into this event menu and check it to be aware, and not everybody does that. So I wish they had something in here that explained that to people before they actually play through it, so they know it's going to happen, just in case they don't come back in here to check. Because you don't have to. Once you've read it, you know, okay, those are the missions I could do, it'll count towards my progress bar, go do them, and then come back and go, oh, 20 hours before the next time, you know?
I do think it also might have been smart to put something in there that explains to people that this is a challenge per account, not a challenge per character, because even though you can kind of work that out by the next time you log on to another character, and you can go and check and see that there's already progress on there, even though that character hasn't played through any, if you don't check, you won't know. So I think that on the original screen, before people have played through it, mention that there is going to be a timer and mention that it is for your account only. I will say, for anybody who plays on both servers using one account, it really is for your entire account. So no matter which server you play on, this will only occur 1 time per character per your account, EU or US, not both. And then when you go to collect the reward, I assume that is the same. You will need to choose if you want to collect it on the US or on the EU server.
So let's have a look at the rewards. The event rewards start with a hammer smash emote. Now, I've never really been a big fan of the emotes, to be honest, but I am interested in this one. I'm warming up to them slowly but surely. And I have a Harley character and I want to use this. Okay, so it says hammer smash emote, not collected, cannot trade, cannot sell, attack of the anti-monitor 2025. Use this item to add a new emote to your emotes tab. Category actions, and the command is hammer smash. Cool, I like that very much. I'm quite excited about this emote. I think I will have good use for it. I hope it looks cool. I hope it doesn't look the same as when Hammer Harleen, Hammer Harleen did it in the episode, because the hammer was clipping through her wrists. So as long as my character actually gets to hold the hammer and swing it nicely, I will like this emote. I don't mind that. That's not a bad reward. I also don't mind 400 quarks. Quarks are not the easiest currency to come by. It's nice for people who haven't been playing as long to be able to go back, go to the quarks vendor and grab some items that they don't have access to without the capsules. The other one they've got is the Ultimate Tactical Capsules. Account bound, cannot delete, cannot sell. Open this cache to select one of the following Ultimate Tactical mods. You will get, so it says 10 of these. Ultimate Accelerated Powers mod, Blast Adapter, Critical Prowess, Hearty, Maximize Damage, Supercharge, Tumbling Master, and Unending Power. I'm sure we recognize these. These are what we can get from the marketplace at the moment. I have mixed feelings on these. I like that this is something that can be now accessed by players without putting money in. Because before I was like, this is pay to win, I don't like it. Well, now it's not. Technically, this is not pay to win if you can access these mods by playing this event. And you don't need to pay to do this event as well. So I think that is cool. I think it's nice that people have access to those mods. I do wish they had have done it in a better order, though, whereby they released this event with the mods available and then added them to the marketplace following, so that it didn't seem like it was pay to win, which is what it seemed like to me. If this is something that will crop up throughout the game in different events, I feel like that's a little bit more fair. But if it's only for the anniversary event, I don't know that I think that's particularly fair. But I mean, it was already looking like it was pay to win for me, so this is better. They also have this option down here called buyout. So you can actually purchase this outright from the beginning of anniversary and not have to play any of the content to get it. I don't like that. But something that has warmed me a little bit to it is the fact that as you play through the content, the price of it decreases. So if someone is trying really hard to play through the anniversary event and get this, and they've missed one or two because life happens, they have the option to pay out for the rest and get it still. I don't mind that. I think that's quite nice for the player, even if it is something that encourages payment. I know that these devs seem to be, in my opinion, very much looking for the dollars. This is one of those that seems to actually be a benefit to the player. So the purchase outright thing I didn't care for, but now that I know it's not just a purchase outright, it's a decline in cost as you play through, I don't mind this. I think it's quite nice. So it says buy out the event, complete the event by earning progress from the event challenges, or buy it out to receive the rewards. Amount of progress can be used to reduce the buyout cost of the event. I think that's quite nice. Includes all event rewards, Hammer Smash emote, 400 times Quarks, and 10 times Ultimate Tactical Mod capsules. So as you can see, because I've done this twice, my adjusted price has gone down from $3,200 to $2,880. So I don't hate it. I do realize that that is still something whereby they're going to earn money off of it, but it's nice for the player to not feel like, oh my goodness, if I don't play this, I miss out. Which is something that has been the case when we've had the Batman and Wonder Woman event, where the currency is completely restricted to that year. If you don't spend it during that time, it's gone. I hate that, because some players can't get on as often as they want to be able to do that, and rather than it being an incentive to play, it's almost a deterrent for those who know they won't be able to play as much. They can't accumulate it, save it for next year, and be like, that's okay, I'll play a little bit, and maybe next year I'll get a reward. No, they have to play it now, or it is gone. I don't like that. This is not like that. The feeling I get from this is, oh, it's okay. If I miss out on some, I'll still be able to get it. I'll play and see how far I get, and then maybe pay the rest to get it if I miss out. You know, it's good for that sort of thing. I know I'm rambling a lot. I tend to do that when it comes to this sort of thing, but I was just interested. I do want to know what people think. So before we go and play the anniversary event, let me know if the bar going along the top is an annoyance for anybody else and they accidentally tap the wrong keys. That might just be me. But at the same time, I think it visually doesn't look very nice with the old menu. But if this is what our new menu is going to look like, I like this, and I'm curious if other people do too. I would like to know if anyone, when they started playing, didn't realize that there was a 20-hour time limit that goes in between every time you get a progress step on that bar, because I was one of those people. I went and played all the content, came back, looked at the bar, and went, 1? And then saw the timer appear, which you can see there's no timer here. So if someone just comes to this screen and hasn't played any content, they won't know that happens. I feel like that is something that should be expressed on this screen for the player. Anyway.
Please do let me know what you think of the new changes in the comment section below, and have a good one, guys.